All right. We are recording currently. This is a crossover show between the enduring program Is It Kino, which, Mumpy, when did you start Is It Kino?
Oh man, probably back in 2015. It's my longest running show for sure.
With Office Christmas Party.
Yeah, the very first movie we ever reviewed, Kino was literally in.
Yeah.
What, Kino, you were in Office Christmas Party?
I was what you would call a featured extra. I had to audition for the role. So I had to audition for the directors and everything. And yeah, I have close-ups and everything in that movie. So if you go back and watch it, it's really, really easy to find me.
I don't know if it's going to be worth watching it just to find you. In
yeah,
movie.
No, it's not. Actually, what's funny is that when it came out, my parents were like, "Oh, I want to watch this." I go, "No, you don't."
Did you audition for the TJ Miller role or the?
No, I auditioned. I mean, it's a little complicated, but I mean, I auditioned for. I basically was one of the nerds that doesn't get any incel kind of
typecast you again.
Typecasted.
I was going to say very off type for you, Kino. Our show started in 2018, and Hans was not the co-host at the time. Who did you have as your co-host when you started, Monkey?
My roommate and childhood friend Cobb, who has no experience with reviewing movies and really doesn't even like movies that much. Really, we kind of just made like perverted jokes the whole time and didn't even talk about the film.
Just like this show.
Yeah,
right?
We have not grown much in the last 7 years.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to be talking about another YouTuber's feature film tonight. It's actually a surprise on you, Kino. It's you. Yes, it's Wasted Hours. We're all covering that. Did you guys cover that for your show?
Not yet. It's coming up.
No.
I'm waiting for Kino to send us more free copies.
But what I will say is I'm in talks with a distribution company on getting Blu-rays of that made. So
nice.
When Blu-rays are made, I'll send all of you copies signed, and maybe I'll even kiss them, put some lipstick on and kiss them just for you guys.
I mean,
I would really
Hans,
appreciate
the shipping and handling to Hans is going to be something like $18.
Yeah,
sure
no, I'll charge him for it. It'll come with a bill.
Well, I did.
It'll be like 3 days of work in Costa Rica, right?
I did pay for this feature, so I wouldn't be.
That's
so I think what we have to do, LowRes, is you and me need to review Kino's movie with Ralph the Movie Maker, and then when your movie comes out, the three of us can review.
Dude,
everybody gets
reviewed. Ralph unfollowed me on Twitter.
Oh,
what? When? Because he follows me. Let's see if he unfollowed me too.
Betrayal of the Century.
He might be after me. He heard that this podcast was coming.
I think he unfollowed me when I tweeted about how I was watching his movie.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah. So it is kind of...
Uh-oh.
We're responsible for that. That's not good. Well, now you can say whatever you want about...
No, he unfollowed me! What the fuck? I didn't do shit to him!
I didn't do shit to him, too.
Wow. Well,
he just
now I can unfollow him without feeling bad, because to be honest, I only followed him because he did it first.
However, I got some very good follows in the last few weeks. Dasha follows me now, so I'm no longer simping for her.
The cute woman from Succession.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah. We should get her on Is It Kino.
Sure. Yeah, we can review her Epstein movie.
Yeah, exactly.
To listen the episode we did. Whatever.
Kino, didn't you had the producer of that movie on your show, who's one of the actors in the film, right?
Yeah, Mark, yeah.
Yeah.
I had him on my show, yeah.
He gave me some legal advice when I got a cease and desist from the Massachusetts lottery. We were chit-chatting.
Really? Yeah, he's a nice guy. I really like Mark.
Yeah, he's a very swell fellow.
Yeah, actually, a lot of that crowd is super cool. I also met Eli Kessler, who did the music to Scary of 61st and the music to Uncut Gems. And he was in Austin last weekend, or not last weekend, the weekend before last. And I met him again, super sweet guy. That whole crowd I really like. So. Yeah, no, they're all super cool, and I mean, I think we talked about Scary of 61st, didn't we?
We did. We were one of the first podcasts to cover it because I don't know. We just got review copies. That's that's how that happened. Yeah, you've been mingling with that whole scene lately in Austin, Texas, right? So you just did something for Alex's War, which came out a couple of days ago at the time we're recording this. Yeah,
I was shooting stuff for their live stream for Alex's War, but my friend Alex Lee Moyer directed it. And Nadav, also or J.J. Eisenman, I guess is what he goes by. He produced it, and
Did you just dead name him?
No, he has a whole bunch of names. I don't really know what he goes by, professionally or whatever. I'm just okay, everyone calls you a different name, dude. And no, I've been trying to get people to they're friends of mine, so I've been trying to get people to watch it and to talk about it and everything, so that they get their money back. And I was in LA for its LA premiere last weekend with Ariel Pink, and Ariel did his first show in 2 years in LA last weekend, and that went super well. It was really cool. It was a cool event.
And you also saw the Brown Bunny. I just wanted to get to that right before we get into it.
Yeah. And I got to meet Vincent Gallo, who is they say don't meet your heroes. Dude, I'm so glad I met Vincent Gallo.
Did you bring enough money to have sex with him? I know he offers himself on his website.
Did you buy a pair of his pants and wore them to meet him?
Dude, he is the coolest.
How much is he charging for sex? Because we might be able to...
$50,000.
We can go fund me that money for you.
No, but he said, if you're a man, don't even think about having sex with me. We gotta give Robel the money and then have her send it to Vincent. That's what we gotta do.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only woman I can think of.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what other women are at our fan base?
We were talking about this before, but Mumkey, after you came on to talk about Michael Bay films, our female demographic for YouTube statistics anyway jumped a little bit higher. So I guess you do have some ladies
I can
in the
name
audience.
both of those women. So yeah, I can see where it came from.
Well, speaking of women, women remind me of love. Yeah, that's right. And, there's a big component to this movie, Lover, which is that Ralph Sepe's character, Howard, in the film, we're going to call him Howard, not Ralph the Movie Maker. Howard is in love with a girl in this movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I guess it's a love story.
I don't know what the hell kind of story this is, to be honest with you. I was very confused about what was happening most of the time. I didn't even realize those Arab dudes were drug dealers. Yeah. I guess it was a trap house, even though it looked like somebody's dad's house.
Well, it was one Arab dude and then one other guy.
One Arab. Yeah.
Okay, so I actually talked to Ralph about the behind the scenes of this movie.
And that's when he unfollowed you?
No, this was years ago.
Did you tell him? Because I haven't said anything publicly about you guys doing a show with us on Lovers, so it had to come from somewhere if he unfollowed both of you.
I tweeted that I was watching, but I said it in a very kind of, maybe not a super, maybe a sarcastic
You said
way.
I'm watching this dog shit film made by @RalphTheMovieMaker?
No, I can't believe I just paid 90 cents for this piece of shit.
I did something like Hans. I said watching Lover directed by Ralph Sepe Jr. or something like that, where I'm being way too ostentatious about it in a sort of jokey kind of way. But I did talk to Ralph about how he made the movie back in 2018, 2019, I guess, when he came out with it on Blu-ray. And we were messaging each other on Facebook back then. It was something like that. And
did he unfriend you on Facebook too?
He might have. I never check my Facebook. So.
Don't check. It's not worth the heartbreak.
Yeah. And I know we both suffered great losses tonight, Monkey. But he said that most of the budget went into buying the Blackmagic camera, and it's one of those boxy Blackmagic. You remember the studio Blackmagic camera that looked like a fucking rectangle? It doesn't look like a real camera.
Yeah.
Is it specifically meant for black and white, or is it something else?
No. He actually made the whole movie in color, and there's actually a trailer of the film that's in color.
So he put the Windows Movie Maker grayscale filter over his movie and released it?
Yeah, or Premiere Pro just desatted it.
That's what.
So what's the point of this camera?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's just he was able to get it for $4,000 with the lens and something like that. So it's a pretty cheap camera, and And I think he had a budget of $10,000, and he did shoot it over the course of a year because, at least what he told me, and this could, this is also like after years, right, of talking to us. So maybe I have something wrong, but I do remember this pretty well. Is he said that he did shoot it over the course of a year. So I guess what he means is that when it's winter, he shot it in winter. When it's spring, he shot it in spring. And he was probably shooting it on weekends and whatever, like
take some notes, some Marvel movies.
And that basically everyone who worked on the film or who was in the film was also a student at what's that college?
No way, really? These were all students?
Wait, those weren't professional actors in the film?
College in Boston?
Emerson.
Yeah. So they're all Emerson students.
Threatening muscular drug dealers were students? I don't believe that.
Those 19-year-old kids were not real drug dealers?
I thought it was an interesting creative choice. Everyone was a teenager in this movie.
See, I'm dressed like a 1970s coke dealer in honor of Lover.
I think the movie would have worked better if Kino was playing the Ralph role, because it really is like an American Psycho, sort of, I'm a crazy guy and I want to murder women. And I think he miscast himself in his own movie. He kind of felt more like Michael Cera than Patrick Bateman.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and he, all the awkward, I'm learning how to smoke a cigarette in this shot scenes really didn't do him any favors, where he's just holding it so awkwardly. And he kind of looked like, did it remind you of you, Hans, when you were trying to smoke for Mass State Lottery? A 36-year-old man who doesn't know how to smoke a cigarette?
It pissed me off because I almost died because I smoked a cigarette in like a minute. I Googled it. Apparently you're supposed to smoke a cigarette within like 5 to 7 minutes.
Yeah, you're supposed to take your time.
Yeah, I smoked a whole cigarette.
Yeah,
in like
don't you know how to get lung cancer like a real man?
And then when I saw that they weren't even inhaling, I was like, this is bullshit. Not even trying. They didn't go through what I went through with that hour where I was just sweating and dying.
We did shoot in a lot of the same locations that Ralph shot for this movie. Like, I could identify them. Yes. It is part of the same universe. Yeah. The YouTuber's cinematic universe, so you might see Wasted Hours characters in his follow-up.
I think we need to show some respect. Ralph did it first. It's the Ralph-averse, okay? It's the Ralph-averse, or the Sepe-verse, whatever you want to call it.
Is he the first? Who? No, I doubt James he was the first.
James Rolfe.
Oh, that's right.
Right,
Damn.
That was 2012. But there's also the Smosh movie was after that. What was the Shane Dawson movie?
You know what? Shane Dawson won some reality
first.
Shane Dawson won a Project Greenlight spin-off show. So if we consider anything with studio backing,
it was F the Prom, right? That was Shane Dawson's. Yeah.
So James Rolfe did it all on his own.
Yeah. That was Kickstarter.
Red Letter Media had Feeding Frenzy in like 2010.
They also had Space Cop, my favorite movie of all time.
Space Cop's a little bit later and not quite as good, but yeah.
Wait a second, guys.
What do you got?
Your Blu-ray of Space Cop?
Yeah.
He's gonna bring his mic body pillow.
Oh God. What do we got here, Kino?
Are you telling me that this movie is not good? Are you telling me that it is not as good?
I would sincerely say it's better than Lover.
Yeah, I would too.
I was able to find things I admired in Space Cop at the very beginning and very end, and then everything in between was just kind of like they were biding time. Yeah,
I hate to say this, but this is probably my most valuable Blu-ray that I own.
That makes me feel bad because I got it right when it came out. I let my buddy Manimal borrow it, and I never got it back. Like half a decade later.
There's no more copies. It's out of print. So I see people selling them for like hundreds of dollars.
Maybe I should sue my old friend for my Space Cop Blu-ray.
Or just call the cops on him and have them like search
call
his
the
home.
Space Cop.
Call the Space Cop on him. He's got space weed in his house.
Have any copies of Lover wound up on eBay? Because I know he did his limited Blu-ray sale. It doesn't seem to be available any longer. And this was how I watched it, and how I'm assuming you guys watched it is, it was $1 on Vimeo.
Yeah, that's how I watched it.
Oh, I bought it on Amazon. It was also $1.
Yeah, so I bought it on Vimeo, but he also told me that basically it was he and his sister and his mom who were like packing all the Blu-rays. So it wasn't like it was, and
his dad paid for the movie, right?
I guess he was trying to save money on the distribution of it. So he was very nice about all this, and I do have to give him a lot of credit for this.
What, for being nice?
No.
For having a conversation?
No. He sent me like a list of like where he got the Blu-rays printed, where he got the cases.
Oh, he was helping you out.
This and this and this and this. Yeah, basically all the stuff. He's like, if you want to independently distribute on Blu-rays, like this is the workflow that I found. Here are all the links, so you can do it yourself. I mean, and that honestly is like I got to give him a lot of props for that. So, a lot of other people wouldn't really help you out in that manner. So, but yeah, no, he completely self-distributed all the Lover stuff, which obviously is a lot of work. And there's a lot of reasons why filmmakers just don't do that, and that's probably a reason why there's no more copies of it.
And there's no more Space Cop. They're all a bunch of lazy hack frauds.
Lazy hack frauds, dude. I'm just waiting to consume the next Space Cop product.
Mm-hmm.
So, did either of you guys watch this movie when it originally came out in 2018? Because I was very aware of it, and I was curious. Although I watched the trailer, I was like, I already know what to expect from this. This is a student film project, But he really hyped it up to be something bigger than that. And there was like a YouTube hit piece kind of video I watched recently, which is why this came back into my mind, where it was like the downfall of Ralph the Movie Maker.
Oh, I saw that video. I didn't watch the video because these YouTube videos like that are usually kind of cringe.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw that video pop up, and I guess did Ralph copyright strike that video or something? I don't
know. I don't keep up on Ralph current events personally.
That's how I found out about it. Is I saw people on Twitter saying that Ralph striked the video, or copyright blocked it, or something. And
he's got a very thin skin about this. First of all, if he did that, but also if he unfollowed you guys just anticipating a review, like clearly he must know that this is not what he thought it was when he was editing it, and he should live with that as opposed to being so sensitive about it. But I don't know.
He needs to come on Is It Kino so we can bully him just like we bully Florian, and then he'll get a thick skin.
I'm telling you, the solution is I'm going to have him on to make fun of your guys' movies, and then all the peace will be in the world.
Yeah, we'll all be cool.
Yeah.
So
beat him up. Go to Boston, look for him, beat his ass.
I think he's in Queens. I could find him. Yeah.
No. I thought he was in L.A.
Is he in it? Oh, now he's making the big moves, I guess.
Well, he moved to L.A. That's actually why I started talking to him, is that we both moved to L.A. at about the same time. I didn't really stay in L.A. because I hated it, and for very good reasons. But he did try to help me find work in L.A. And as I said, I honestly think he's a good guy, so I don't want to be
You
too
feel
mean
so guilty for making fun of him on Twitter, huh? So much backtracking.
I'm sure he's a nice guy. He just made a shitty ass movie.
But I mean, it's a student film. It's a student film.
How old is he? He's like 25, right? 26, I think you said,
26.
Kino? Yeah.
So
all right. So
he was like 21 when he made this.
Yeah, he did that, and he was able to complete it. Even though, look, those credits are like 20 minutes long. He padded this out completely, but he was still able to do something especially for his age. I think that's impressive.
And you have to say that most fucking 21-year-olds flake on fucking everything. Like, they can't complete a single project to save their lives. So he showed that he can complete the project. He showed that he can follow through. Most people that age can't.
More than that, he was able to market it and come up with Blu-rays. Look,
and
even if he got family help,
and make a profit. He did make a profit off of it. So
I think started with $10,000.
Yeah, and that was the whole budget for the movie. Was to Kickstarter $10,000, and he told me that basically that was the only money he spent on the film. So it's just like I can't rag on him too much for it, but now we're gonna start ragging on the movie, I guess.
I just don't understand spending $4,000 on a camera and then put a black and white filter that makes it look like it wasn't shot in black and white. Because that's what I was thinking. I didn't know if it was or not, but it wasn't lit as a black and white movie would. It was very flat in most of it, and
it didn't have the contrast that you want with black and white.
So I don't understand the point of getting a. I feel like
why would he even?
$4,000 is not that much, but still, it's $4,000 for a camera, and you're not even going to use the image to, the height of what you can get.
Does he not know that the student film being in black and white is one of the biggest stereotypes out there? Like, why would he do this on purpose?
Kino, you said he ran into like every single student film kind of trope with this movie, and I couldn't agree more. From the moment like it begins with drone stock footage that doesn't mesh with like anything else.
The only cinematic shots in the whole movie are when it's like up in the sky.
Yeah. You have so many of the trappings that you would find in a young filmmaker's first-time project throughout this movie.
100%. I told you that in DMs. I was like, this feels like a parody or like a satire of student films.
How do we know it wasn't?
Maybe it was. You know what? Maybe we're all just like low IQ. Like we just didn't get it, right?
I mean, I don't think
that's the approach he should do. He should do the Tommy Wiseau thing of like, it's a dark comedy.
It's a parody of student films. I know what I'm doing. I know
meta, guys. Honest. He would be taking the same approach as like Dasha, right? Like, hey guys, it's a meta commentary. It's like it's actually ironic. This is part of the whatever you want to call Dime Square, whatever that fucking movement is called or whatever. You could easily just like bullshit that this is what it is.
Well, here's the difference is this, the best thing we can say about this is it has a pretty good Amazon score of 4 out of 5 stars.
Yeah.
So we're in the minority as far as these viewers are concerned in whatever we espouse on this program.
I don't know. On Letterboxd, it has a 2.5, so not that great. Even Ralph himself.
That's a lot better than I was expecting.
Ralph gave it a 4 out of 5 on Letterboxd, so even the creator sees the flaws.
Well, every creator should see the flaws in their own work. But I will say this, is that I know I'm kind of making this joke, but I do think that Scary is a more interesting movie. And it was shot on film. So I'm going to give it more props for
the critics at Berlin would agree with you. That actually got critical prestige as opposed to Lover here. I know, Hans, you detest that film. I think it's great. I got a very expensive copy of it on my shelf.
I'm probably in between you two guys on it.
I think so.
Yeah. But but like this movie, it does the drone footage, right? And like him in the car. It also does the whole like very sparse dialogue, like he's trying to be like Drive, but the sparse dialogue just does not hit at all.
It's like, because the tone of his voice, it's literally more high pitched than Michael Cera at his wimpiest. Like, I don't know why he's doing that. It doesn't even sound like his voice from his YouTube videos. So I don't know why is he trying to come across as weak so that when the character is secretly, like, going to roofie and murder you, like, you just think he's a weak guy because of how he talks? Or is he just not a good actor?
Well, the other thing is, like, some of the lines, like, she's like, where's the bathroom? And then, like, the scene ends. You're like, wait, what?
No, he says, I have 2 bathrooms.
I have 2 bathrooms. Why do you have...
That's something someone would say. Ends. Why do you have 2 bathrooms?
And then the scene ends, and then you're like, wait, what's that supposed to mean?
Well, speaking of natural dialogue, the first thing they say to each other when they're alone is Ralph looks over to the woman and says, tell me about yourself. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's something that everybody always says to people.
It's an interview.
Hey, Mumkey, tell me about yourself.
Well, I'm a student at the local college. Ralph the Movie Maker offered me $500 to be in his movie.
Well, I'm in your car because I'm letting you drive me, even though I have no idea who you are.
Hi, I just met you on a dark road. I'm going to be sitting in your vehicle.
Are you going to the same club too? Yeah. How did you know? I see you there often. You want to come in my car? And then she gets in his car. Do you actually want to go back to my house?
Hey, it's cool that the local club is letting us 17-year-olds in now.
He gives the club like a nickname too. He's like, "Oh, so are you going to Fonzie's?" And she's like, "Fonzie's? The club Fonzarelli's?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, I go there all the time." He's like, "I know, I see you there."
Yeah, I see you everywhere.
Okay, so let me read the synopsis here from Amazon, since we didn't really... For those who don't know, this is not... I mean, I guess it is readily available if it's on Amazon, but it's not as known about as, say, the Batman. Which, Kino, do you still feel the same way about the Batman as when you first saw it?
I still feel the same way.
Oh my God, I can't. All right, well, I think that makes one person on this panel. A disturbed young man meets a woman who calls herself Delilah.
Literally me.
So he's hearkening back to the Bible with this film. Over the course of a year, they form a bond, but as the two get to know each other, they realize they've been building a relationship based on lies.
Uh-oh.
Do they fun?
Yeah, she's a whore!
Yeah, they don't form anything. He drives her, and she flirts with other teenagers in front of him.
Yes, he's just perpetually cucked. It's not even like a full friend zone. It's just he's being cuckolded throughout the year and putting up with it.
Well, can we figure out what's going on here? Because I think his scheme is he wants to drug and murder her, but then he hears her arguing in the bathroom with her boyfriend and decides that she should live.
Yeah, I guess so.
He falls in love in that moment and decides not to kill her.
I was very confused by that because he served 2 cups of what I'm assuming is wine. It's black and white. I couldn't tell. It could have been juice. And then he puts the pill in it. And when he hears that she was arguing with someone, he no, I'm not going to give it to her. So he just met her. Like, what made you change that didn't make any sense to me.
Maybe he thought she was like Charlize Theron in Monster, where she's just kind of a drifter. You know, she hangs out on the side of the road all the time, so no one's going to miss her. Oh, but now she's got a boyfriend, so we gotta backpedal on that plan. And then he just strings her along for a year and gets passive aggressive when she is interested in other guys who are taller than Ralph Sepe Jr.
It's called beta rage.
When
it's called the beta uprising.
He takes a hit of weed and then loses his mind and gets very upset.
Oh yeah, that was good. It was like the virgin cigarette smoker and the Chad weed smoker. And like the cigarette smoker takes one little toke of weed and he's like having hallucinations and like the whole world is spinning. Oh, that was good. I liked watching Ralph freak the fuck out from one hit of weed.
Hey, Larry's having a party and it's a dorm with 2 kids.
Yeah, they come in. It's just like 2 kids playing like ping pong or whatever, or beer pong. There's like nobody at the party. It's so obvious like he could not get extras. And then he's only in there for like a short amount of time. And what is it? She's like dating Giga Chad, and he's just the beta loser that she kind of just gets emotional support from.
Yeah.
Yeah. And why would you cast yourself in that role? That's my question. Cast somebody that you don't like, you know? Like, yeah, that's you. That's not me, you know?
Clearly he had a trouble with the casting here. All the drug dealers, the bad guys, the house of villains that she happens to reside in. Did you notice that they all wear, this is like an interesting wardrobe creative choice, they all wear North Face jackets in the winter and basketball shorts in the summer.
You might think that
I wonder what he was saying with that.
You might think that they go to a rich, preppy college like Emerson. I mean, just an idea, you know. This is maybe a conspiracy theory that they're all preppy kids at Emerson College, Boston, that cost $70,000 a year to go to. What do I know?
It is something. He is making a commentary on, you know, affluent people. I was surprised he managed to fit a Mercedes-Benz into the budget for this $10,000 film. I couldn't believe how often that Mercedes-Benz was on screen and he was driving it.
I think that Mercedes actually donated that movie to the film.
Oh.
Yeah. They saw this as really good product placement that all Ralph's YouTube audience who are age probably 16 to 25 will go out and buy Mercedes-Benzes after the film's release. So, you know, I think it was a good business decision on their part.
Do you guys notice how much they like bagels too? Which is kind of insensitive to that guy with the big nose.
Are you talking about me?
You're nothing compared to that kid, because he was also shot in like an angle where all you could see is just his gigantic schnoz the whole time, and then bagels, like, it's just every time they
I believe
together at the table to eat.
The line is, now I don't know if you guys have ever lived with other dudes before, like a friendship house like these guys have, but have you ever come home with a bag of bagels and said, "Hey everybody, I've got bagels"?
Yeah, no? And that's the way they introduce the drug dealers? Is that?
Yes.
Like, why? Why not make them maybe menacing? I just thought they were a bunch of bros hanging out.
That's essentially the vibe they were putting. I mean, it was very confusing that they were even drug dealers, because that component I don't think is even really introduced until the last 35 minutes of the movie, where you see them putting something together. Yes, just sifting through powders, various powders.
Well, and on paper, if you want your lead female to be this, like, woman who ends up in rehab because of alcohol abuse, and the idea is she's living in a house with, like, a gang of drug dealers, why are you making it just like a nice, clean house with a bunch of preppy college chads hanging out, eating bagels? Like, it just does not match the vibe at all.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, we are reviewing a student movie, right?
That's not what it was marketed as. It was marketed as the premiere feature film of a
Yeah,
Ralph
I don't pay 99 cents for student films. I paid for a real movie.
More film.
Was King Candy feature length? A lot of I've gotten from a lot of people who watch Ralph. I've never watched a single video of Ralph's. That King Candy is supposed to be good.
King Candy is 60 minutes long, so does feature length.
Okay. And what's the gist of that? What is the whole vibe of King Candy? And you haven't seen it?
I haven't watched
What about you, Mumkey? Have you seen King Candy?
No, I have not seen it.
Okay, so we got to get back together a week from today to cover King Candy.
The kind of guy that goes and watches YouTube movies. Come on.
What I've gotten from people who have seen
like that kind of guy?
is that he's basically aping Martin Scorsese with King Candy. He's doing the whole Wolf of Wall Street, Goodfellas, etc. sort of thing. And
but he made it when he was like 16. So that's about the most cringy thing I can think of, is like a 16-year-old trying to make a Scorsese movie.
Yeah, but you know, it's just like, yeah, he's young when he's doing this. I honestly can't hate on him that much, because
it might be ad hominem, but if a piece of art is presented and I'm supposed to think this is some crazy vagabond loner who wants to murder people, I can't just see babyface 17-year-old Ralph. Like, it breaks the movie
that's
for
also
me.
True. That's also
he loves this shot, by the way.
Oh.
This shot was on Lover a lot.
Honestly, better than my side profile, so I can't even knock him.
No, I mean, like, no, I get that. Like, he did market it as like, this is my big movie and everything.
This is a Tarantino shot.
When it really should have been marketed as like, hey, I'm learning how to make movies. Like, this is my attempt. I did this on like almost no budget, like $10,000, which is nothing. And you know, I don't think he would have gotten the criticism that, you know, he's getting now, I guess. Like, if he was honest about like what it was. I mean, and this is a student movie, you know. It's like,
you got to stop saying that, because he would disagree.
Here's the problem, okay? And it was kind of revealed with what Mumkey said when he said that he rated this 4 stars on Letterboxd, which is like faux modesty. Yeah. Because he still thinks highly of this, even if he can see that there's problems with it. Maybe he agrees with some critical aspects of the film. And I don't think he's going to improve if he refuses to actually pay
an 8 out of
that.
10 is a very high score.
It's a joke review of his own movie.
He got like 70 cents from me. I should be allowed to share.
Yeah, I mean, he got $1 out of me. So, you know what? This is my retribution for that $1, right?
Is he planning anything beyond YouTube at the moment? Is he even like a high-profile character on YouTube?
My friend is sitting just like on the other side of my computer, just laughing at how I look right now.
I think Ralph is he's doing okay. He's been posting 4 or 5 times a month now.
What you guys don't see is I'm wearing Adidas shorts under all of this, so I look extra ridiculous.
So you look like one of the drug dealers in this movie.
Yeah, I look like one of the drug dealers in the movie.
Is he still doing that podcast with Your Movie Sucks? And
you mean the guy that thinks that Citizen Kane was the very first movie ever made? That before that they were just like fucking around with cameras.
Wow! You're all podcast. Oh, Ralph. Oh, I'm sure you're a great guy. I would never want to insult Ralph. Oh, but YMS, what a piece of shit!
No, I'm just saying I don't like YMS.
And YMS has been a Patreon patron of mine for like 4 years. How dare you shit on his name?
He's not a patron of mine.
Yeah, get fucked.
Hans, do you want to just go into the backstory of us and YMS and why he's not a big fan?
Ooh,
although
yeah,
I have a follow from him.
Yeah, we talked about his love of dogs.
Well, no, we didn't talk about it. We held a mock trial that you dressed up in a three-piece suit for.
That's true.
I said, Hans, you're going to be his defense attorney here. You have to argue his points for him as we play clips of him talking about bestiality. Now, I didn't tell Hans what he was doing on the stream that night. I just said, hey, you got to get dressed up for the stream tonight. And then I got like an essay from him one day. And it was a very emotional essay. I was just like, I'll write you back soon. And that was the end of it. So I don't think he likes us very much. It's been a couple of years, though.
That's funny, though.
He's a very forgiving man. I also met him because I made fun of his dog, Rumors. And then he commented on my video. And then I was like, oh, yeah, no, he's probably right. So I said sorry. And he became my patron. So it all worked out.
Damn, so you tell me I lost out on $5 by not being forgiven.
All you gotta do is just say sorry. I mean...
All you gotta do is say sorry.
I'm sorry you want to put your mouth on a dog's penis.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you were born that way, Adam.
That's fine.
He should have been in this movie. They should all do a movie. They should do The Avengers.
Like Dog Walk with Dog Walker and...
Yeah, why not? Is Doug Walker... Did he beat James Rolfe to the punch in doing a feature?
I think Ralph would be hesitant because he makes videos like just shitting on Doug's big YouTuber movies that he made. So, like, there's no way he's going to put himself in that position to try to do it himself, and then it's probably going to end up worse.
This is where Ralph and I are different. I made a video on Nostalgia Critics The Wall in which I expressed my undying love for the Nostalgia Critic and for the video. So I would be completely down for having To Boldly Flee or Suburban Nights, something like that, but with all of us. Okay, guys, it's going to be a big, basically the movie reviewer YouTubers that nobody cares about are all going to get together and
make the worst movie ever made.
The worst movie ever made.
Did we watch it?
Oh, fuck. What are we looking at here? Hans, why? I wish your computer was still broken. You couldn't pull things up. Damn. No, we watched one of his movies for our other show, Civic TV. I think it was his big get-together one where there's like 30 people standing in one-bedroom hotel room.
Sweaty, stinky room.
Yeah. It was the smelliest looking movie I've ever seen. What was it, Hans?
Is that To Boldly Flee?
I think it might have been To Boldly Flee. It was one where there's like a kick... Oh, no, it was Kick-Assia.
Kick-Assia. Yeah, that one's a classic.
Is that the one when Nostalgia Chick gets raped?
No, I think that one is To Boldly Flee.
Oh, okay.
Right? Although I get them mixed up. You know, the lore is very deep and it's very, it's
hard to know which cast member was forced into a rape scene in which film when Doug Walker.
I was going to ask, was that on screen or behind the scenes? Because they got canceled briefly, right, over something.
They got canceled, and then Doug Walker, the Chad, just like did literally nothing.
Just ignore the entire thing.
Just ignored it.
And he's still pumping out his videos every week.
He's still pumping out videos. He's still doing pretty well.
You can't cancel a man who just keeps going.
All respect to Doug Walker. He just kept on trucking, and I'm not a huge fan of his content, but I like his.
But you are a fan.
I'm a fan of Doug Walker, the idea, the person. I don't necessarily watch his videos. I don't watch a lot of YouTube though.
I think I like the person. I like his videos better than the person.
Really?
I'm the complete opposite of you. I know nothing about him. All I know is that he looks like his movies smell. And
I don't know. I mean, now that he's bald, you could probably do a pretty good Doug Walker, Hans.
Listen, no. I was about to mention this. The only thing that's bomb related to Doug Walker is a parody that we did about his Joker. What is it?
You played Melvin.
Joker.
You did the Todd Phillips Melvin, brother of the Joker, skit for Comfort Systems.
And no one saw it. That was just a bad idea.
No, Red Bar's. Not co-host, but his buddy, his animator, Sven, loved it.
Oh, right.
So there you go. You got that praise.
However...
Was that the Supervillain Shuffle?
Oh, Jesus.
Is that the name of the song?
Can we watch that? Hans, can you...
Yeah, let's watch it.
Can we... Let's check out the Supervillain Shuffle. Where you have the black kid playing Harvey Dent. That's all I remember from that.
I think he also plays Morty when they do Rick and Morty. They just have Black Morty.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you a question, LowRes. This is just a personal question between you and me. Hans, Mumke, don't listen in. This is just between us. Is Hans your Florian?
I guess so. I think with the accent and everything.
What? So
I was really
the handsome
hoping
guy
we
on
would
the
get
panel with the sexy accent, pretty much.
I was really hoping we could get the mashup of Florian and Hans on the same connection. Here.
One day soon, when we all review Kino Corner's movie, we'll make it happen.
I thought Lover was a good movie. Ralph is a very good actor. It had very good messages. I very much felt in line with the main character. I've had situations like that. Why are you so mad at the movie? Why you say so many bad things about it?
Like, come on, man. It's just not fair.
Come on. It's just a red panda. It doesn't mean anything.
Are we going to watch Supervillain Shuffle, Hans?
Yeah.
Hans, how's it looking? You just found it?
Yeah.
Are you just reluctant to share, or are you taking your sweet time?
No, I can't hear the sound myself, so I don't know. If you guys are gonna
it might be better that way.
Excuses.
Okay, here we go. Here he is. What's his name?
Do you hear anything?
There's no way it can work.
I don't know why
I hear it.
It's the stupidest idea I've ever heard.
You might have muted your browser, Hans.
We're not doing the Supervillain Shuffle!
I am Ra's al Ghul, and I'm here to say no inflection in your voice is A-OK. With the League of Shadows, I'll make Gotham fall. I have several identities, all of them dull.
I am Harvey Dent, and my face is bent. My evil motivation makes little sense. I was a nice guy, but now I'm deranged, determining my future on the back of...
They couldn't get, like, red Play-Doh? They went with brown Play-Doh to put on half his face?
Because he's black.
I am Dr. Crane, totally insane, and I only have a few lines in the movie, so next.
Now, this is a story all about how my crown got flipped, turned upside down.
Is this What Is a Woman?
Take a minute, don't go too far.
This is actually produced by Ben Shapiro of the Daily Wire.
Wait, he's black, but his hands are Indian?
My dad was a trainer. She likes to gamble. My dog's a plastic surgeon. Please stop me if I ramble. My plans are so detailed, it's like I see into the future. I'm a ball-busting, fat-bashing, gangster money moocher.
Word.
I quit.
Word.
Now, would you rather watch that for 80 minutes or Lover?
I would rather watch that. I was getting into the groove, dude. I was getting into it.
I don't know. As far as music goes, I think if I'm going to give Lover any credit, I would say the soundtrack is better than the movie, and at times... Really,
I said the same thing.
The score,
I said the same thing to LowRes.
The score it's so intense and dramatic during scenes when nothing is happening at all. Yeah. So, like, if this score accompanied to any other scenes, it would be so Kino. But I cannot approve of his misusage of these great tracks.
Did he use royalty-free tracks, or does he know someone at Emerson who did the score for him?
I mean, there's a lot of people who do music at Emerson, so I wouldn't be surprised if you knew somebody there.
If they're original tracks just for his movie, that is pretty impressive, but again, he should have utilized them better.
Mumke, we should just buy the rights to the music from his film and then make our own movie that's just, I don't know, it's a fucking...
We don't even need to buy the rights. I mean, most of the film has no dialogue. We could just record the audio straight from the film and reuse the song.
Yeah. We just do Brokeback Mountain 2 with Mumke and Kino.
Okay.
With that music in
Broke Buck Mountain 2?
Broke Buck Mountain. Yeah. Hey, just fly down. We'll drive up to Colorado.
Yeah, let's do it.
I got my camera. We can do it.
Well, I know you and LowRes were planning on making something like over a year ago. Did that fall through or what?
Plan on making something?
Yes, what happened? Kino, you hit me up in like January, and you were like, we're going to go down to Florida. We're going to shoot this idea.
Wait, what happened?
I'm wondering. That's what I'm wondering.
Dude, that feels like an entire lifetime ago.
That was January, Kino. That was not even that long ago.
Uh-oh. That feels like a whole lifetime ago, dude. I am in a different place right now.
You're in a different uniform, a pair of glasses.
So you're going to ditch that old idea and you're going to make a new movie idea for all of us to be in?
Yeah, of course. Okay. Better idea.
Hans, I can't wait to meet you in Colorado.
Yeah, in the mountains.
Yeah, Hans, actually, I'll be directing. You'll be the other cowboy with Mumke.
Oh, hell yeah. My dream's coming true. We got to get Florian in the movie.
Yeah, Florian is going to be sitting on the side going, Oh, I'm completely okay with this. This is very cool.
This is cute.
Yeah, this is very cute. Have you guys played Ball Frog?
Yeah, the only product placement in the movie is Ball Frog. Like every person in this universe is like just playing Ball Frog in the background.
Yeah. And then Florian just like comes in once. He goes, "Please don't refund it after you buy it."
I mean, I'm sure he would pay us a pretty penny of at least $500 to put product placement in the movie for Ball Frog. So, we could make this happen. He could fund the film.
We'll have the first gay romance movie funded by Ball Frog.
Yeah.
Now, aside from the score to Lover, did you guys find anything else redeeming about this movie at all?
Well, it goes from like these like actually nice shots of drone footage and stuff like that to shots that are obviously like very amateur inside his house, and it's a whole mix of like, you go, okay, he didn't shoot this. This is something that's like too professional, and then and then it's amateur stuff. And it's just kind of boring. I had to like, excuse me, but I had to
are we boring you? Is this boring, Kino?
I had a pause.
The movie was bored.
The movie was boring.
The movie was boring. No, you having gay sex with Mumkey in Colorado is not boring. Let me assure you about that. I'm very much attentive to that. Look, it's gonna be a hit, guys. It's gonna be a surefire hit.
Show me the screenplay.
I'm gonna play it in June of next year. Everyone's gonna watch it. And
so when you talk about the shots, do you mean framing like this?
Yeah, like that just looks
all
like
right, that's good. You got the chairs and the plant and the girl in the shot. What more could you ask
Hans,
for?
we need to find the shot of the Indian kid who is sitting on the couch extremely awkwardly. Do you guys remember what I'm talking about?
Oh my god, yeah, when he's waiting in the house for her to come back.
It's so funny how awkwardly this guy is sitting on the couch. Hopefully we can find it.
And it's this huge couch, too, so he looks like he's engulfed by the couch.
The nose. Oh, wow.
I'm not going to pay for that movie again. I think my it's only 48 hours.
Oh, it's about to expire?
Yeah, I didn't know it expired already.
Damn it.
I watched it on like Tuesday.
See, this is the problem. It's my people who are always getting the shaft, right? Mm-hmm. It's always my people. You guys are always making fun of us.
I think there's potential for Ralph Sepe Jr. I think he just has to wait like 35 years, and then he can play Albert Brooks style characters as an old man.
He could.
I don't know. I'm holding out for Ralph Sepe III at this point.
I'm holding out for the Kino, the absolute Kino that the LowRes / Is It Kino community is going to make.
Yeah, that project you bailed on from January. That's right.
I bailed on. It's still happening. I don't know what project it is, but it's still happening.
Oh, man. So, all right. Let me get your guys' gauge on this. What do you think thus far? I think the whole idea of the YouTuber movie is an interesting subgenre of typically really bad films. What do you think is genuinely the best movie to come from a YouTube personality?
You might have to ask me again in a few months when your movie comes out, LowRes.
Oh, wow.
I'm literally holding out hope that you might have the best one, because so far, and, Kino, cover your ears, but so far none of them are that great.
Let me think. I don't know, but to be fair for me, I did make my film before I ever did any YouTube stuff.
That is fair.
So you're trying to add an asterisk there that doesn't count?
No, just to say that I wasn't like a YouTuber when I made it. I made it like as like my college thesis or whatever.
Now, does Mahler's 8-hour Star Wars review count as a film?
I don't think so. I think that might have to be stricken.
Oh.
Yeah. Let me think, because I kind of went down this rabbit hole of like YouTuber movies, and I think that the problem with a lot of them is they really kind of play into their YouTuber personas. Do you know what I mean? Like they really play into, like, the AVGN movie feels like an extended version of an AVGN episode on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't feel like a movie.
All right, I found a list.
We talked about this on this podcast, actually.
Yeah, you were on for the episode we covered AVG.
Yeah, and all of
movie.
Screenwave unfollowed me after that.
Wow, that's a trend with this program.
Yeah, every time you review a movie with LowRes, you just lose all your followers. You know, what's going on?
Big YouTube doesn't want you mingling.
Yeah, I'm unlucky. Uh-oh.
If I'm going to answer the question honestly, again, I have to go back to Feeding Frenzy, because it's the best Red Letter Media movie, and, like, what's it up against? AVGN movie sucked. Space Cop sucked.
Okay, I got a list here. So the first one was from 2008.
Fred the movie for Nickelodeon.
No, Ryan and Sean's Not So Excellent Adventure, from a YouTuber whose name I don't want to pronounce because I'll say something racist.
Niga Higa?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's okay to say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say
Go
it.
ahead, Hans.
That's
Just say
literally his
Niga. Go ahead, say Niga, Hans.
Isn't
Go
his
ahead.
name
No.
Niga?
Just say it really fast so everyone knows what you're actually saying.
Then you got Fred the movie, Fred 2, Night of the Living Fred, Fred 3, Camp Fred.
You know,
Fred,
for me, it's Fred 2.
You like Night of the Living Fred more than Fred
I've never
1?
seen any of them. Come on.
I've
It's
seen
got
all
John
3 of them.
Cena. John Cena's in.
No, Fred
I don't
1
know
was
who's Fred.
Okay, Fred 1 is like a TV movie that's like obviously like a Nickelodeon made for TV movie, but under that, like, you know, category, it's not bad. I gotta say, like, it's a made for TV Nickelodeon movie, but there, like, it does have a lot of funny moments in it.
Big Gianette McCurdy fan, Kino?
I was back in the day, dude, when I was high schooler me. Oof.
When her mom was starving her to death?
Oof. Oof.
That's the
Big
ideal
Dan
time.
Schneider guy.
Hey, Dan Schneider knew how to cast those girls for high schooler me, right? Miranda Cosgrove, Jeanette McCurdy. I was like,
He cast Miranda Cosgrove when she was like 6.
but I'm her same age, so she was also 6.
You were
know, I was
watching
also
Drake
6.
and Josh with, never mind. You know what?
I'm
What are
the
these
same
other
age,
movies,
so-
Hans?
I was watching School of Rock, dude. She was in School of Rock.
Hans, please read the list.
Kikasia, Suburban Nights, Too Boldly Flee. Then Linkara did Atop the Fourth Wall.
So much
Oh,
Kino.
that's the best. That's the best. Atop the fourth wall.
Logan Paul, Airplane Mode. Smush the
God.
Movie. Not Cool, Shane Dawson.
Yeah, not cool. Yeah.
Fuck the Prom by the Fine Bros.
It was Fine Bros who did Fuck the Prom, and Shane Dawson did Not Cool. I said earlier in the podcast, it's like, didn't Shane Dawson do Fuck the Prom? But no, that was Fine Bros, who are, I think, honestly, some of the most evil people on YouTube.
I liked them when they
been
made the
completely
Millie
forgotten.
puppet. You guys ever see Hey, It's Millie, the little puppet?
No.
No.
Oh my, they are like will deny that they ever made it, and like they have them all taken down at this point. But Fine Bros used to make a show with a little girl puppet. She's like a 10-year-old, and she's talking about how she loves getting fucked in the ass by big hairy cocks and stuff. Like just like the
my
most
God.
raunchy, horrible shit you can think of. And that was Fine Bros production. It was a great show. Yeah, there we go. Hey,
Is
it's
that
Millie.
it, huh? Oh.
Shane Dawson
my
was on the
God.
show too. Yeah. I actually liked it back in the day. It was pretty funny when I was like, what, 13?
Well, I mean, like, when I was a teenager, like, all that kind of raunchy humor, edgy humor, I fucking loved it. Like,
Yeah, I think they should bring Hey, It's Millie back. But it would probably get banned from YouTube today. This, you know.
it would. It would be
Too
a good
bad.
statement. It'd be a good statement of saying, hey, guys, we like to say stuff that's gross.
That's right.
Are you guys familiar with Cami, the first Down syndrome influencer?
No, but
Can we
I want to be.
introduced to Cammy?
Because she's got it looks a lot like that doll. That's supposed to be.
Oh, wow.
Wait, I thought this was, like, created by AI.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
not like a real.
Oh,
person.
this
Like,
is a dud, Hans. You should have went with an actual Downs influencer.
Yeah.
Well, the intro video is kind of funny because they just have. Well, I shouldn't say it's kind of funny. They just have a lot of girls that have that problem, saying I'm Cami. Oh, here it is, and then it turns into. I can't.
Oh.
Never mind. I'm not gonna pay for this.
Wait.
Well, Kino Corner, do your imitation of a retarded person saying, my name's Cammy.
My name Cammy.
Okay, do it
You
again.
got it. That's.
I don't know if that sounded retarded. You sounded more like John Lennon when you did that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Act like you are in The Ringer, starring Johnny Knoxville. And just do your full-on retard voice.
Classic.
Or I could act like I'm in 22 Jump Street and I'm Channing Tatum. My name is Cammy.
My name's Jeff. Yep, yeah. That's basically a retard. I mean,
Jeff.
Hispanic man, you know.
Yeah.
Right, Hans?
Yeah. That's the...
Hans, do we have anything else on this list aside from... Where'd you leave off? Smosh.
Yeah. No, Angry Video Game Nerd, that was 2014.
Is Space Cop not in the list?
Yes.
Oh, they skipped over Feeding Frenzy. Why does that not count?
It's not... That one's not in it. I'm assuming they did it before they...
I'm not familiar with Feeding Frenzy. Is that on YouTube right now? Or do you have to...
You have to buy it.
You have to buy it?
Yeah. But I like it. It's pretty good.
I gotta spend money.
You can probably torrent it too.
Feeding Frenzy.
You got
Feeding
Smiley,
Frenzy.
which is Shane Dawson and Tobuscus.
Tobuscus.
It's a horror movie. The Thinning,
Tobuscus.
Logan Paul, The Thinning New World Order.
The Thinning.
Sequel.
Didn't Quentin
Tarantino directed? Yeah, I think he worked really hard on that one.
If you told me Quentin Tarantino thought The Thinning was great, I would believe that. His movie opinions are almost as questionable as Stephen King's as far as...
Yeah.
Hey, he had The Lone Ranger in his top 10 of the year, and I agreed with him.
I like The Lone Ranger as well. I got dragged to the movie theater to see that, and that was surprisingly good.
Armie Hammer did nothing wrong. We should bring him back to the movies.
That's
well,
right.
the fact he's selling timeshare in the Cayman Islands...
That wasn't real. That was not real.
That was real. They confirmed it in, like, Variety or something. They said, yes, we looked up Armie Hammer's address. He is in the Cayman Islands selling timeshares. That means that something really bad can come out, and he's trying to keep away.
Well, didn't he do that train movie?
Train movie?
Yeah, that new train movie.
Oh,
that's
Death
Brad
on the
Pitt.
Nile.
Yeah.
No, Mumkey and I saw that together in his podunk town in Iowa.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the most boring movie of the year was more entertaining than anything else in Iowa at the time.
Yeah. I remember Eggy and I were like, I was sitting next to you and Eggy, and I was really trying kind of not to fall asleep during that.
And then you gave it a good review.
I said it was okay, and then we also watched that alongside Uncharted, and Uncharted really put me to sleep. I gotta say, Uncharted really tested.
Yeah, that was a rough double feature for sure.
That was a rough one. Yeah.
Kino, did you get around to seeing Elvis? It looked like you were in a group party that went to go see Elvis, but I never saw a review come up on your letterbox.
No, I haven't seen Elvis. I really want to. I really want to see
Get
Elvis.
on it, dude. You watched the Ralph movie before Elvis?
I haven't had any time to go to the movies as of late. I went and saw Nope, which is okay.
You should have seen Elvis instead of Nope.
You're wasting a whole lot of time watching all this shit. Elvis was great. Elvis was probably the best thing I've seen this year.
I've just been out of town. You know, I was putting on the Alex's War premiere. I was helping put it on. I only started having free time this week.
Sounds like a lot of excuses to me, Kino. I think you should have saw it opening day.
He had to go to Lightwave.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hans, are we going to finish this list or what?
Yeah.
You keep stalling here.
You got Laser Team 1 and 2 by Rooster Teeth. Ashens and the Quest for the Game Child.
What the fuck is that?
Who did that?
I don't know who Ashens is.
Ashens?
Then he also did Ashens and the Polybius Heist.
What?
No. There's a Tyler Oakley documentary.
Who's Tyler
about
Oakley?
The gay kid.
Oh.
Gay guy. Expelled, Cameron Dallas. Thatcher, Joe, and Caspar Hit the Road. 2 of those.
What are these? This feels like AI just made movie titles.
Then there's Adventures in Game Chasing by the Game Chasers.
Again, it feels like an
from this
AI
year.
created a whole bunch of movie titles and said, yeah, this is YouTuber movies.
The posters look like they were all designed by the same person. So
Can we see that? Can you pull it up real quick
Hey,
so
Jamie,
we can
pull
just
that up.
get through this?
here it is.
All right.
Okay, here we go.
All right, we've got The Thinning. We've got, what is that?
Smiley,
Smiley.
Yeah.
The Prom. F the Prom.
Tobuscus,
Not cool.
not cool. Yeah, Angry Video Game Nerd.
So it's not even. Hold on, it's not even listed by year.
No.
Laser Team. Oh, is that by Rocket Jump?
I don't know what that is. I'm assuming this guy is European because he's got that face.
Ashton's is Ashton's the guy that just shows his hands on camera?
Isn't that How to Basic?
No,
for being a gay guy, Tyler Oakley really looks like a lesbian.
Expelled. Joan Casper.
Damn, they got a whole series, huh?
I don't know who Joan Casper.
Yeah, what the fuck is all this shit?
They're the modern Martin.
Oh, there we go. There's some real Kino right there.
Space Cop.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I know. All right, now we're in my territory. Speaking my language right now.
Was that it?
What's the answer to the question then? Which one of those movies is the best? Because it's really just a bunch of dog shit.
Space Cop.
I would say Shazam, the DC Comics movie.
Oh, that's also a YouTuber movie.
Exactly. There you go.
Shazam.
So I win.
Who's in that?
No, it's
Zachary
Pony
Levy.
Smasher.
Oh, the Chuck movie?
No. It's a cape shit movie, but it's actually pretty fun. It's actually
Chuck's in it.
movie. Yeah,
Chuck's the main guy.
Yeah, and whatchamacallit, it's Pony Smasher. He was a YouTuber. He made Lights Out, and they made Shazam, and Shazam was actually pretty decent.
Yeah, he also did Annabelle Creation. That was a piece of shit.
Yeah, that was. But
that's the second best YouTuber movie.
Yeah, it's the second best.
Well, LowRes, are you confident that your movie will beat all of these?
I'm not gonna comment on that because in the Ralph the Movie Maker hit piece, Ralph kept saying, even my movie, we shot this for $10,000, but if you take a look at my movie's better than Joker or whatever the fuck he was saying. He was doing all that, and I don't want to do that at all because you never know.
My friend's been texting me on this while I've been on this podcast, and then texting it to me. I have like 10 pictures on my phone of me making weird faces.
I can. Here's what I can say. Fully assured is that my film will be much more entertaining than Lover was. I think that there will be more artistry found in Mass State Lottery than in Lover or any subsequent sequels to Lover.
What percentage of the movie features Hans?
Good question.
I hope.
I'd say upward of 40%.
Okay, that's good.
Oh, good.
Hans is the main supporting.
So what you're saying...
I can snooze through 60% of the movie.
So what you're saying is that there is sex appeal.
I'm sitting on Hans's lap for a couple of minutes in the scene. We're taking cute couples photos together.
I hope y'all aren't wearing pants.
God, I can't wait for this movie.
There's a lot of illegal driving like in Lover, but not because I was underage. But it was because
because you're an illegal alien. That's why.
Yeah. He's one of them.
That's an out-of-fashion term.
He's one of them Spanish.
So we got a trailer dropping August 10th, which I don't know if this video will be out by then or what. My composer has been hitting me up like, hey, I got to do sound design. I'm like, I know. And that's what I was doing. That's the reason for the delay tonight, the recording.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Well, do we have anything else that we can say about Lover before we wrap up for the evening?
Yeah, I have something to say. I have a question to pose to you guys. What percentage of this podcast did we actually talk about Lover?
I'm willing to bet 15%.
15%. That sounds.
We're going on an hour and 20 minutes. I'm gonna say 26 minutes is Lover.
I mean, but isn't that the beauty of these things? Is that we don't actually talk about what we're supposed to talk about.
No, of course. Look, it's an 80-minute movie with 20 minutes worth of credits. This is appropriate. That's the appropriate amount of time to be talking about Lover.
Well, I mean, yeah, there isn't much to say. It's obviously a student film. They market it as like this big coming out movie, as a sophomore project and whatever. And I mean, the way that it's shot, the acting, the writing, it just fills every single student film trope, like every single one down to a T. To the point when I was watching it, I thought, is he like parodying student movies? Like this feels like he's leaning into every single cliche, but I couldn't tell if he was parodying or not. And after I finished it, I don't think he was. And the whole third act, is like ridiculous with him like getting the gun and then like jumping in and shooting everybody, and the whole like where it gets super violent just feels like, what the fuck? Like it's silly. It's just like the whole conclusion of everything is incredibly silly, and there's a reason why people are using the conclusion to kind of just like dunk on him for a little bit, and that's why it's a GIF that you can find on GIF Tenor or whatever. If Ralph coming in with the gun going,
oh, that's a popular GIF now.
Well, it was. I don't know if it is anymore, but I remember people sharing that GIF. But like the other thing is, when he was shooting, there wasn't any like muzzle flash from the pistol.
No, and again, like he makes fun of Nostalgia Critic for having low like quality filmmaking, but then we have basically a Nostalgia Critic skit with Ralph shooting all these guys in the apartment, and I think Nostalgia Critic probably puts in a little bit more production value than what I saw here.
And that's kind of my thing. Is like for somebody who's been very critical of these movies and of like these low budget kind of YouTube stuff. I mean, I guess we are now, but it's like you would think that he would take his own criticism to heart for himself and try to do better than what he criticizes other people for. And it's obvious that that he didn't. And it's one thing if you're just a person who's very honest and it's just like, hey, look, I'm learning how to make movies. I did this at college. It's all students and everything like that. It's kind of like a feature length, but student film. It's one thing for that, but it's another thing to be like, this is my movie. This is a feature movie. And this is like, and hype it up while also being very critical of other people. Because I can assure you that Doug Walker probably put tons of work into his projects, and like them or not, like they're still like,
flawless masterpieces.
Yeah, flawless masterpieces. But there's still a lot of work into them, and there's obviously like a lot of love and passion into them as well, even if they aren't that great. You
can also tell there's a lot of work in it because it's 3 fucking hours.
3 fucking hours.
So if you cut anything,
Yeah,
how long is the original cut?
But I mean, what I'm saying is, it's like it's just like he doesn't take the advice that he gives other people from, like he doesn't take his own advice. It's just what I'm saying.
Well, I think it was always going to come out bad. He's a guy in his mid to early 20s working on a film, and I think this feels like a situation where he had professional or professional-ish.
It could have been a lot worse.
It could have. The fact that he knew to cap it at about 60, 70 minutes shows that he's got some foresight in his favor. But I think he was excited to have a Blackmagic camera, and everything else came second. I mean, it didn't feel like there was a script. It kind of felt like this would be a cool scene if I did this, if I was just smoking in the mirror, and then I went and shot up the house, and I killed this girl, and then I saved the girlfriend, Delilah. And it's just, it kind of felt like it was extremely minimalist and maybe stemmed from like a project idea for school, and he decided to handle it in a more professional way because he had his audience ready to go to watch it.
Yeah, and all the dialogue feels like it's like he's trying to be Refn without really understanding how Refn writes dialogue.
Yeah, my camera right now is more Refn than Lover.
And Refn, you need Ryan Gosling on screen saying the dialogue. It doesn't work when it's 21-year-old Ralph trying to do his Ryan Gosling impression.
With a frame that looks like this most of the time, where it's just like the top of his head.
But yeah, I mean, it's just like how Refn and writes his dialogue, or at least this is kind of the impression I get, is where, again, I said this is the impression I get. I don't know that he actually does it, but it feels this way, where the scene originally had a lot of dialogue, and then Refn condenses it into what's absolutely necessary. Whereas the scenes in Lover feel like he didn't know what to have the character say, and then he goes for this minimalist approach, and it ends up, the characters don't really end up saying anything of any value. You know what I mean? Whereas with Refn, it feels like every line is like a whole bunch of ideas condensed into something smaller.
But wouldn't you say that him having 2 bathrooms represents the 2 sides of his personality, the psychopath and the functioning, wealthy man?
Yeah, because, actually that makes a lot of sense. Like, this is the bathroom where I shower, where I become clean, and this is the bathroom where I shit.
Yeah.
Well, this is the bathroom where I drain out all the blood in the bathtub from the woman the prostitute I just killed. So I think you might be onto something, LowRes.
It's just like that Family Guy joke. He's like, "What's this for?" Oh yeah, that's for the blood.
Why do you pay a prostitute if you're about to kill her? I didn't understand that either. He just hands her money.
I'm sure he can take the money back.
Right.
That's what I do on GTA all the time, dude. You pay the prostitute, and then you kill them and get your money back.
That's right.
You just don't pay on credit, Hans. That's the key there.
No, this is where Hans has been fucking up his entire life. He hasn't killed enough prostitutes.
You know what? For my final thoughts on the film, I'll say, Ralph, try again, buddy. You know what? I'm interested. I'll watch another movie you make. Maybe give yourself a supporting role. I don't need to see you the whole time.
Yeah, cast Mumkey and me as the main.
No, like, you have enough money now from your YouTube success. You could probably hire a real actor. So maybe do that.
A real sound person, too. I think.
Yeah, like hire real people and then just make the movie you want to make with them.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a valiant, first big effort. I'm not
valiant.
Well, valiant in the sense that he was 21. Look, as I said, it's a fucking student film. It's a student film through and through. You know, am I going to watch it again? No, I'm not going to watch it again.
Wow.
But
it's not going to follow you again.
He's not going to follow me back. He's already followed me, unfollowed me, followed me, unfollowed me. Like, it's a very turbulent relationship. Okay.
That sounds abusive, Kino.
It's abusive. I should go.
Maybe he's trying to gaslight you. Like, I never unfollowed you. What are you talking about?
I should go see a therapist. Actually,
he's testing you to see if you unfollow him back.
I should go spend $200 per hour on a therapist just to get over this.
And that's why this podcast is brought to you by BetterHelp.com. Use code LowRes.
Don't I wish? I love how all the YouTubers made such a big fuss about BetterHelp and lost their sponsors. And now you listen to every single podcast and it's just sponsored by BetterHelp.
They won. COVID, they won. Everybody needs it now.
Mm-hmm. All right.
People wouldn't trust a plan.
I think that's about it for Lover. I would say, similar to Mumkey, I think there's a little bit of potential for Ralph Sepe Jr. if he wants to internalize the criticism and realize that this is truly a piece of shit movie, fucking horrible. And he should remove that 4-star rating on Letterboxd.
No, it's not a 4-star rating on Letterboxd. That is like false humility.
It is false. I didn't give it any rating because I'm a generous and kind and fair man.
Well, I was going to give it a 1.5, and my review was going to say I liked Space Cop more, and I gave Space Cop a 2. So I just mathematically, I have to give it a little less than 2, right?
I didn't give it a rating because I didn't want anyone to know that I paid.
It's your secret shame until this podcast comes out.
Yeah.
All right. That has been movies. That has been Is It Kino. Do you have an outro that I'm not remembering, Mumkey?
Usually Florian just advertises his Bullfrog game.
Yeah.
Kino, do you want to do that as Florian?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So go on Steam and buy Bullfrog, but please don't refund it because every time you refund it, I actually lose money and I cannot spend that money on Austrian hookahs. So please buy Bullfrog because my girlfriend I'm paying for is asking for more and more money.
Good night, everybody.
Perfect. Okay.